So this can be a variety of postures. This can be laying down. This could be sitting up. This could be even standing, leaning against a wall. So, what really matters in our practice is that we're finding a posture that lets us balance that feeling of being supported and also being able to be somewhat relaxed in our posture. Now, we can't make our body be relaxed, but we can find a way where our body can be held at ease. So, we're balancing being alert and at ease together. And we'll practice together in this way with some guidance for about the next half an hour or so. And so, again, I invite you to get into that posture that feels really supportive. So, for this, we could either close our eyes or you can have your gaze a quarter of the way open and just looking softly down in front of you, a few feet in front of you on the floor. Just having a nice soft gaze. And I will ring a bell to signify the start of practice, and I'll ring a bell at the end to signify the end of practice. So as we settle into our practice, really moving from being here to being just a little bit more fully here, present in the body, knowing what the body knows in real time. So we'll start with just a simple body scan, just letting our awareness make its home in our body. So you can bring your attention into your feet. And just noticing what it feels like in the feet. What are the direct sensations that you notice? It could be temperature. It could be pressure, tingling, vibration of some kind, tightness. Just noticing however it is, especially the points where the feet meet contact, either with the ground or with the surface that they are on top of, or if they're touching the body, if you're seated cross-legged. Just letting your awareness really go into the places that are making contact with the feet. Could also be socks or shoes. And let that attention now move up into the ankles. And just breathing into the ankles. Letting the breath travel all the way there and letting your attention ride with it. Coming into the lower legs, everything from ankles to knees, front and back of the body. And then including the knees in your awareness. And noticing that as we rest our awareness, sensations are quite dynamic. So even as we're paying attention to something, it can change. So just aware of whatever is presently arising in the space behind the knees, in the space in front of the knees. Noticing the legs now from the knees all the way to the hips, front and back of the legs, all the way around. Bringing awareness now into the pelvic bowl, the sits bones, the buttocks, the whole hip girdle. Just noticing this root of the body and also the places where it makes contact. And just sensing what is present here. Can you sense a temperature, a lightness, a heaviness? There's no wrong or right sensation. And sometimes when we're focused on an area of the body, we don't sense anything at all. It might feel like it's absent of sensation. And that's fine too, just keeping the attention directed there anyway. And just noticing. And coming into the low belly and low back. And starting to notice where the breath touches these parts of the body. Notice where you feel the breath in your low back and in your low belly. Now let the mid-belly, the mid-chest, this solar plexus area and the middle of the back, letting that all be held in your awareness, knowing what that's like right now. You might even notice the subtle palpitations of your heartbeat. There might be a tightness or a looseness. Just knowing intimately what this part of the body feels like now. And bringing that awareness up directly into the heart, the upper chest, the back. And notice what the breath feels like when it's being received in this area of the body. Is it being received into a space that feels open or constricted? And there's nothing to do about any of it, nothing right or wrong. We're simply gathering information, knowing what each part of the body feels like right now. And now coming up into the shoulders, on the sides of the body, on the front, in the back. Right to where it meets the neck, the collarbones. And then let that awareness start to flow down the arms. So becoming aware of the upper arms, the biceps in the front, the triceps in the back. Noticing the elbows, that inner eye of the elbows and also the outer elbows. And sensing sensation in the forearms, front and back, all around. Including the wrists. And finally, let's let attention rest for a moment in the hands. Really sensing the feeling of aliveness, of life force in the hands. It might be a subtle pulsing or vibration. You might notice temperature. Just letting this feeling of the hands, top of the hands, palms of the hands, fingers, letting it be known. This is what the hands feel like right now. And now letting the awareness come back up through the hands, through the arms, following up to the shoulders and now into the neck. Feeling the throat. So inside of the neck, front and back. Outside of the neck, front and back. And simply noticing, does it feel constricted, loose, warm, cool? However it is perfect. Nothing to change. Aware now as the awareness travels up of the ears, the jaw, the back of the skull, the muscles of the face, the eyes and the space behind the eyes. The forehead and the space behind the forehead. The crown of the head, the top of the head, the scalp. And then expanding even further, bringing awareness 6 inches above your head. Letting awareness rest in this space just outside of your physical body. And noticing what you sense here. And as you breathe, you might start to sense breathing into this field just outside of the whole body. Awareness from head to toe, toe to head, and all around. So mindfulness front and center and all around. Just knowing this direct experience of the body breathing. And letting awareness now focus on the breath. And all the places where you notice the breath touching the body. You might notice it on the inside, in that feeling of expansion and contraction in the body. You might feel the touch of the breath as the temperature changes at the outer edges of the nostrils on the inhale, or on the upper lip on the exhale. And as we practice this, letting awareness settle in our body, it is natural and habitual that the mind will wander. Different sensations, different thoughts. Just noticing when that happens. If we become distracted or sleepy or just not as bright and present And if we notice that, just using that leash of remindfulness to bring ourselves back to this next arising breath, letting full attention rest there. And once we've let awareness fill our body like this, it's often the case that we can become aware of places that feel uncomfortable, unpleasant, maybe even painful. So when that happens, again, just letting awareness rest in those places and simply knowing the experience, not trying to change it, but knowing this is pain or this is discomfort. And as we rest our awareness in that way, you might notice that the sensation begins to shift and change. It might get louder. It might get softer. We're not needing it to change. We're simply noticing that this is the nature of experience. The Buddha said that there's nirvanic peace in things left just as they are. So we're leaving it as it is. And we're holding it in awareness, knowing it's like this. And during the course of our practice, it can also occur that we become aware of different emotional states that may arise. So this could be anything from joy to sadness to fear. So whatever arises, just as with the body, we're not trying to change it. We're just trying to notice it. But if the emotions become very strong, it can often be a very helpful practice to just offer ourselves some loving kindness. So you might practice that now, just bringing a hand to your heart. Even if you're not feeling any of those particular emotions, this is really just a way of making contact, taking your awareness and communicating to your own heart, yes, I am here. I can be the space for what arises. And you might also want to offer yourselves the metta phrases, these phrases of loving kindness. These are like well wishes for our own nature. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be at ease. And you can continue to offer those phrases to yourself, not in a way that rejects experience, but in a way that holds and honors and also offers well wishes. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be at ease. And you can continue to silently offer these well wishes for your own well-being, silently to yourself. Where is awareness right now? Noticing and resting again in the body, in the sensation of the breath. No matter how often awareness drifts, gets distracted, it's not a problem. Every moment an opportunity to re-arrive. And in these final few moments of the practice, just letting it go completely. So no longer practicing anything, simply just being at ease at home in yourself. No need to be a meditator meditating, but instead just noticing that this awareness can be present whether we're in our formal sitting practice, whether we're hearing the sound of the bell ring, or whether we're moving through the busyness of our day. That we can take that backward step and connect to this aware presence that's always here, always available. Closer than our shirt. Right here in each arriving breath. And now let's dedicate the merits of our practice. May all sentient beings be happy and joyful. May we practice the Dharma day and night. May the benefits for self and others be fully accomplished. And may all beings and all things everywhere know the joy, clarity, dignity, and fearlessness of peace. May all beings and all things everywhere have peace. Thank you so much for practicing with me and with all of us this evening. And you can always visit my website if you'd like to join us for our after discussion on Zoom. So I'll now transition over that to be with all of our friends over here and look forward to seeing you again next time.